Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's do a cast assessments for Survivor 42. I'm so glad it's back.
You guys, it's time for it to premiere. So we have a cast. Yay. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And support us on Patreon already, okay? Patreon.com/nerdtainment.
I feel like you're yelling at people.
I know. I try to mix up the tone with that, you know, so it's not always just like, we're on Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I gotta come at you hard to get you to donate on Patreon.
Please.
Yeah.
It's okay. All righty. Well, we've got 16 new people.
18
new people who are gonna play Survivor.
Yeah, they are.
And
where are they going?
Fiji.
Of
course.
Right.
They're always. I was like, is this a trick?
I was hoping you'd say something else that I could like correct you again. You know, like have it being a bit. But it's okay. No, you know.
They're in Fiji.
Yeah.
Now remember that they shot 41 and 42 back to back.
Right.
So if you had any complaints about 41,
they're not going to be addressed.
They didn't hear them. Yeah. So I feel like 42 is going to be very similar.
Yeah. They will have like naturally mixed up the twists and all of that. Like as producers, they're like thinking of ways to make them different, but it's not going to be like the fans hated this, so let's not do it again.
Right. And they heard us and they changed. That'll be 43.
Yeah. That
we see any changes, but it is one of the shorter seasons. Like they had made a change for, post COVID.
Yeah.
So it is the 26 days. Is that what we shortened it
to? Buckle up for more of like, this is the hardest season ever, even though it's shorter. Isn't this so hard?
Yeah. A lot of that. Still starving, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive into this cast.
Let's do it.
What do we have to say here about Chanel?
Chanel Howell. She is 29 years old from New York, and she is an executive recruiter.
Well, recruiters have to talk to people. That seems like a thing.
Oh, yeah. And build relationships. Like she specifically talks about, like, I'm a really good relationship builder. That totally makes sense given her line of work.
And she is actually a fan of the game and a student of the game.
Yeah.
And people know that she's played those ORGs, the online reality games. So she's in it. Yeah. She's in the world. She gets it.
I gotta say, based on the responses to who do you want to play like?
Oh, yeah.
It feels like we have so many students of the game. Like these are not people who watched the most recent 2 seasons for research and then came to play. Like there are some really interesting, thoughtful responses to that question that made me like very hopeful for this cast.
She wants to play like Kim Spradlin, which
so many Kim Spradlin comps in this whole group because yes, that's like, I love it because it's from so many seasons ago that she dominated. And she played so many people, super fans, acknowledge it. She like played an almost perfect game. So like, I love that comparison.
She also mentioned Tasha. She also mentioned Michelle Fitzgerald. These are all great answers.
Yeah.
She mentioned that she wants to use her recruiting and sales skills on people. I like all of this.
Yeah.
She said she wants to be patient and listen instead of running full steam ahead. These are all really good answers. If you can actually do it, I'm here for it.
And she talked about like, I'm really good at crunching numbers in my head. And that made me think of Chrissy because Chrissy was really smart in that way too. And like, we all know Chrissy was like a breath away from winning Survivor. If she's anything like Chrissy, she's got a lot of promise.
She's a Virgo. I don't know how the signs play out on Survivor, but a Virgo is very meticulous, detail-oriented, very grounded and responsible. They're analytical. So I feel like these are tools that will be useful on Survivor.
Yeah. I'm looking at Chanel as like, you could do well here.
Yes. So. All right. Next up, we have Daniel Strunk.
Strunk. This guy feels like a character. He's 30 years old.
30.
From New Haven, Connecticut. Let me clue y'all in.
What does that mean?
That has to do with Yale University.
Yep, it sure does.
And he's a law clerk, which also tracks for Yale University.
It does. He's an Aries, which I don't know if that tracks for Yale University, but it's very fiery and it's very me-centered.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
He's going to consider himself first. Mm-hmm. It's not always a bad thing, but it could possibly get in his way.
Yeah.
He talked about being a young leukemia survivor and how that might help him along the road.
Sure. I mean, he's a survivor, he's a fighter, that kind of thing. In terms of being me focused, he does say he does not like when people think they're right, which to me always suggests that you think you're right.
That tracks for an Aries. That sure does. He has applied for 15 years, though.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's commitment because let's peel back the curtain here.
No, yeah.
I have applied for quite a few reality shows. We've applied for Amazing Race a few times, but I tend to apply and then get annoyed that I didn't get cast and not apply again the next season. Like, I just need a time off.
Yeah.
You know, I need a break. I need to be like, no. So when someone consistently applies, that to me is pretty impressive.
Totally. That is, some like tenacity, some stick-to-itiveness, which is great. I think it's also just like looking at his picture, you can kind of see this, at least to me. Like, he says, I'm going to embrace my inner goof. He kind of looks like he could be a goof, like he just feels like
he could be a goof.
He's silly, likes to joke around, all that kind of stuff. He mentioned that he wants to emulate Yule and Todd, and in terms of like winners of the game.
Love it.
Love those comparisons.
Yeah.
Yule makes total sense. Like, if this guy's affiliated with Yale, he's clearly smart, and Yule was also incredibly intelligent. And he talks about managing his threat status, like he doesn't want to be perceived as a threat in any kind of way. That's exactly what you need to be thinking about in Survivor.
He says he realizes the odds are against him, so he just kind of wants to have like no regrets and like do the best he can.
Yeah.
Which I do appreciate the realism of that.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know why the odds are against you, but the odds are against everybody.
Against everybody.
Yeah.
Truly, yeah.
So if that's what you mean, I get it. He was almost on season 33. He was Adam Klein's alternate.
Interesting.
Or maybe they just chose Adam over him, something like that. But season 33,
another winner. Adam Klein. Interesting. All right, next up we've got DREA Wheeler. DREA Wheeler, who is 35 years old, from Quebec. One of many Canadians on this season. I'm like, is this Survivor Canada? And she is a fitness consultant.
She's a fitness trainer, but owns her own business about it. So she's a bit of a boss lady.
Yeah, for sure.
She's a Virgo, another analytical, grounded person who's going to think it through. I like that.
Yep. And she is obviously going to be a physical threat with this, fitness business that she owns and operates. I also think she's going to be incredibly competitive. So that's going to be a tricky thing for her to manage, because you have to let go of the desire to win sometimes and think it's better to sometimes not, but I'm a competitive person. And like,
if you're too competitive,
you just get into it and you're like, I want to win. And it's like, you're not thinking about like, do you need to win in this moment?
She ran track. She mentioned she lost her dad at 17. That seems to be a part of her storyline. The people she wants to play like are Whitworth.
Love that.
Kim, again, and Saray.
Great answers.
Yes.
That is like,
please do,
a holy trinity of badass women from Survivor history.
Yeah.
Love it. And she also, I want to point out that she dislikes dishonest people. And I just want to warn you, DREA, it's going to be a lot of dishonesty.
There might be a couple
this season.
There might be, but I agree. Dishonest people
are,
but it's Survivor.
Part of the game.
So what are you going to do?
Yeah. All right.
Hi. I think it's hi.
Hi.
Jiang.
Okay. We'll get that right. He's 29 years old, from New Orleans, a data scientist.
And unfortunately, we don't know his sign.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
How come?
I don't have everybody's sign, David.
Well, fine. We don't have his sign.
Look,
all of you.
All right. I'll get back to you if I can find it.
This guy feels like he is a hustler. He makes things happen. He also seems really smart to me. Like, I loved his 3 words to describe himself. He said aggressive, astute, and audacious. I love that for the like vocab of it all, and also like the alliteration, like choosing 3 A words. I'm like, this is intentional, you know.
Hello.
He's a thinker for sure.
Yeah.
But like he talks about buying his first home at 24 years old. I'm like, well, TikTok when I'm going to buy my first home. When is that going to happen?
I was like, that is an accomplishment. I mean, I didn't want to buy one at 24, but that's quite an accomplishment. He was also the first to go to college in his family. Yeah. And he talked about like paying off his student debt already. Yeah. Like, okay, stop your bragging. It's very impressive. Okay? Yeah, really good.
Yeah, but he, you know, grew up in extreme poverty. He talks about how hard he worked to like better his own life. And I love this comparison here of playing like Aubrey. Here's the thing. I love when you pick, well, okay, there are 2 sides to this. Okay. I love picking a non-winner to play like. Yeah. But then I'm also like, pick a winner because you want to win the game. Ultimately, Aubrey, as good as Aubrey was, she was not good enough to win Survivor. So like, you know. We'll see.
Right. I think the winner he picked was Natalie Anderson.
Okay.
Once he got to that question.
Respect. Yeah.
That's what I saw, which, yes, love that. Okay. This quote I had to write down because it was so good. He said, I'm an astute person, which means I inwardly know how I'm coming off or how others perceive me. Sure. But that doesn't mean that I am analytical enough to understand how my decisions are impacting other people until they tell me.
Okay.
Whoa, let that sink in.
Yeah.
So it's very self-aware, but he's ultimately saying, I don't necessarily know how to like change it. You're gonna have to tell me.
Interesting. Well, people are not always going to tell you.
You don't have the opportunity out on the island, really. They're just like, and then we voted you out. Yeah. So yeah, it will be interesting to see if that can translate.
Yeah, I also love that he said he's not afraid to cross alliance lines. Love that. I don't love these like, oh, I'm going to be faithful to everybody. No. I see a little bit of backstabbing. You just can't be.
Can't be loyal to everybody. Next is Jackson Fox, 48.
Houston healthcare worker. Oh, Leo, we love it.
We love it. We love a good Leo. I mean, bless you doing healthcare. Ever, but during this time especially.
Bless you. Yeah. Yes. Likes puzzles and weightlifting. I mean, I think you can see the weightlifting thing from this photo. Like, looks like a very stocky, strong person. And transitioned later in life in a Southern Baptist town. God bless surviving that.
Holy moly, Jackson. Yeah. I loved the quote was like, and I used to be a girl. Yeah. Transitioning at 40 in Texas.
Yikes.
I can't imagine that journey. Yeah. I'm very excited and interested to just hear more from Jackson.
Oh, absolutely. And the Elaine comparison saying he wants to play like Elaine. You know we love Elaine on this channel.
We do.
She's our fave. And he just, you know, points out you couldn't not like Elaine.
You can't not.
And that is why Elaine lasted as long as she did. She was likable.
Some biscuit. Yeah. Jackson's story, it's very interesting. Applied 10 years ago.
Wow.
And just happened to get the call now.
Well, guess what? That was before he transitioned.
Apparently.
10 years ago. If he transitioned at 40, that was 8 years ago.
Yeah. I wonder if they were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, getting a call 10 years later is
amazing.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
All right, next up, it's Jenny Kim. Yes, it is. 43 years old from Brooklyn, New York, a creative director.
Creative director and a Cancer. Cancer, she's our first water sign to talk about. Cancers feel things. They're sensitive, very family oriented. Although, did she mention if she has kids or anything? She did talk about her husband a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe that's her family connection that we'll hear about a lot.
Sure.
Not always able to stab people in the back because they have those feelings, but you know, not always. We'll see.
She doesn't like arrogant or entitled people.
Who does?
Who does? I love that question for Survivor because I just like you imagine like who are the people you're going to be surrounded by? Like, who are the people who won't shut up? Who are the people who think they know it all? Who are the people who are arrogant? All these things. So I'm like, just imagining the people that she's going to, butt heads with. But I like, she says she can weld, she can build metal furniture good with her hands. I'm picturing her like constructing this gorgeous shelter for her tribe.
Yes. Will she do it? Because she can, and she's going to want to, but she's going to be like, do I do it? Do I look like a leader? Someone else takes charge and I'll just do it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to see that. She says she's looking for adventure. She wants to sit back and observe, bring people together to a consensus, which is a very Cancerian answer. I can see her doing that.
Okay.
And wants to play like Wentworth.
Yes, we love that. And Lauren Beck, she mentioned as well.
Okay, we're going to get a few Lauren Becks here.
Yeah.
Which I feel like this is the new recent person.
Sure, that's a good point.
That's very interesting to me that it's Lauren.
Yeah, and not Tommy.
Who I just met recently.
I know, at that party. Right, you met everybody. So jealous. Just a few people. She did say she's got a high EQ. That's important.
Okay.
Great leader and listener. So, I think if Jenny can
you
put all that together, she could do well.
Can you listen?
Can you? Next up, Jonathan Young.
Jonathan, 29, from Alabama. If you've seen Floribama Shore, or you heard about it.
Heard of it.
That's where he's from.
Yeah.
The shores of Alabama.
Yeah, Gulf Shores, Alabama is the name of his town. He is a beach service company owner.
Yeah.
And you can see that would be my first guess at what his employment is.
My first guess was, I bet he wants to play like Ozzy.
Ding, ding.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was correct.
No, this is like, to me, the most obvious archetype of a character in Survivor. Like, just look at this guy. He's Joe. He is like the ultimate physical specimen. Yep. He knows his size is going to be an issue. This is not someone who's like, I'm a physical threat, but you're not going to know it. Like everybody's going to be aware. I did have to note that what they said, describe yourself in 3 words, and he did use 4. He said endurance, devoted, and mentally strong. So that is 4 words. Guess what? This guy hates wearing shirts, Sarah.
No! Shocked left and right with this one right here. And guess what? He spearfishes. I mean, he could not be more of the stereotype. The casting was like, we don't have to look any further. No. He's right here.
Guess what else? He holds the world record for most pull-ups with 100 pounds on his back.
Why is that a thing?
That would be my first guess, honestly, looking at him. Yeah.
Now, he did do a show called Endurance.
That would be my first guess, looking at him. Yeah,
which is like the Survivor for the kids. I didn't watch it, and it was like over a decade ago because he was 14 and he's 29 now. But he was on a show like this. Like it's obviously in his bones, in his blood. He wants to do it.
Yes.
He's a Capricorn, which they are very grounded, wise people. Like he's going to think things through. One of my favorite players of all time, different show, is a Capricorn. That's Janelle.
Okay.
They don't, she was a little feisty, but like they think it through, right? And they don't get caught up in emotions. And I do love that for reality players.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see. He has a tough run. I mean, potentially he could win out to the merge, like I would not be surprised to see someone like him making the merge, but he's one of those people where the conversation is going to be the first chance we can get to eliminate him and he doesn't win individual immunity, he's gone. Like that is the fate of characters like these in recent seasons of Survivor. So,
I mean, yes, but also like, does he have a brain? Do we even take him seriously?
Right.
I mean, yes, he may very well be super smart, but he doesn't come across that way.
Right.
So you could overlook him and think,
totally,
he's just a beach guy who gets us fish.
Yeah.
He's going to feed the camp,
there are strategies for him for sure. So.
All right. Lindsay
DOLASHEWICH.
Oh, nice.
DOLASHEWICH.
I love it.
It's my favorite sandwich. She is 31 from New Jersey and she is a dietitian.
She's a dietitian and an Aquarius. I want to love this girl so much because that's exactly my sister. She's a dietitian and an Aquarius.
Love.
some people don't even know a dietitian is a job. So the fact that she is a dietitian is so exciting to me.
Yeah.
That they have to take extra schooling. Like it's almost medical school.
Yeah.
Very scientific. So she's got some brains.
She feels to me like she's got personality. She says she likes holiday decorating and extreme sports. I'm like, those are two ends of the spectrum, and I love that she's into both. She says she's loud, talkative, and intense. Like, talk about 3 synonyms there. Like, she is just like one kind of person, and I think you can picture what it is. Seems like a huge personality, considers herself a boss, like, you know, characters like this have to manage, I think, how they come off to other people.
You can be too much.
But it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Tony, you know? So
for sure.
That's a 2-time winner for you.
Right.
You know?
Can you be too much, but like enjoyable and fun and people want to work with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? She wants to play like Lauren Beck. And side note, she was actually cast, I'm pretty sure that this rumor is true. She was cast on 41.
Okay.
But she got COVID and Tiffany was her replacement.
Oh, pre-Viver Tiffany. Okay.
Tiffany gave us that information.
Interesting.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Lindsay says that social game is the most important in her eyes. We will see how well she can manage her social game as a loud, talkative, intense person.
Yeah. I mean, an Aquarius is social and talkative.
Yeah.
But yeah, is it too much?
Yeah.
Does it work with the show here?
Lydia Meredith, 22, a baby.
A mere child.
A baby, but there's even younger people coming. My God.
Get ready.
So she's from Santa Monica. She's a waitress, which means she's also an actress or a comedian or something. She's
a performer of sorts.
Yes.
And she's a Gemini. Did she talk about being chatty and social? Because she's going to be.
I don't think she did directly, but good to know. She did talk about liking writing and comedy. You know, I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand. Like she's going to be chatty. If you're a comedian, you love to talk and make jokes and like, you know, try anything. So
true.
This cracked me up. And also I think speaks to her youth. Her proudest accomplishment is riding Mickey's Fun Wheel at Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
Girlfriend, I love that for you.
What I read was that her biggest accomplishment was moving across the country, or maybe it was like the thing she was most proud of. And I was
maybe.
I did too. Like that was just so not exciting to me.
She just hasn't done anything.
She's
22.
She's 22.
And she's afraid of vacuums. So
honey, they can't suck you up.
No.
They can't. Yeah, when we get to some of these younger people, I'm like, they just don't have anything to give us.
No.
They're like, I moved.
I
moved out of my parents' house.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Now I'm on a show.
I graduated from college.
You're like, okay. No, I mean, those are accomplishments.
Yeah. Love this combo, though, of previous players that she wants to emulate.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Westman, a winner. Thank you very much. Sari, one of the greatest players of all time. Thank you very much. And Debbie. I didn't think I would see the day when someone said, I want to play like Debbie. And I think that's great.
Yeah. Now I wonder if it's that Debbie. Because
it was crazy kooky Debbie.
It was crazy because I wrote it with a question mark. Yeah. It is crazy.
Crazy kooky Debbie.
All right.
God bless.
Let's go.
Yeah.
If you give me some of that, I'm here for it, Lydia. I'm here for it.
I love it. MARYA, SHERRON. Or Sharon.
MARYA, SHERRON. I'm going to say it totally different.
Okay. I was like, oh, okay, yes, that.
47.
Indiana. Stay-at-home mom, former teacher. Yeah.
She's an Aries. Okay. Back to all about her. But I felt that in her interview, because she's a stay-at-home mom, it's obviously not been all about her. And she was like, I'm ready to go do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, it should be all about you now. Let's go.
Yeah. She lost her brother to COVID in 2020, tragically. Like there were some of these players had, you know, bits of backstory where you see the package that they're going to build in the edit for these people, you know, like that is
her brother was the
tragic.
first nurse to die of COVID in New York.
So sad.
Do you remember that New York was the epicenter and like so insane in the beginning?
Yep. And she describes herself as like a tenderhearted softie. So I'm sure that is like still with her today. And, you know, she's still probably processing that. God, I just love all of these players that they want to play. Like she said, Tony, great answer. And Angelina, even better.
A mix of those two. Yes. Oh my God, I hope you can deliver on that. That's so fun. She said she can read people, and I hope that's true. That is a good skill.
Yeah. I think, like, you know, sometimes we get mixed results on, like, the parents in this game, but if you can get the good mom energy, I feel like you're going to do okay.
Yeah, give them a little bit of that mom so they feel like, oh, she's going to help us around camp.
Yeah.
But also, like, what Tony, Angelina, like any of that. Yes.
All of the above, for sure. Marianne OKETCH, 24, another Canadian from Ontario, and she's a seminary student.
She's actually, I believe, American and moved to Ontario, if I remember correctly.
Okay, good to know.
But yes, another Canadian.
Yeah.
Seminary student, yes, obviously young, 24. She's still a student and doing things. Capricorn, though, she's going to come across a little older than she is.
Okay.
She's not going to seem like a young 24.
Got it. Well, she hates having her sleep disrupted, which feels like a little bit of like an older person
you're
thing.
on the wrong show.
Yeah, you're not going to sleep well. I promise you that. But she says that she's a great listener. I love that she said she wants to play like Davy because she gave really good reasons.
Right?
Like Davy had such a good social game, but also like enjoyed himself for the entire time he was on the island, even when he was on the bottom. Like, what a great reason to love Davy as a player.
True. She also mentioned Lauren Beck.
Yeah.
She said she's talkative, but a great listener. Okay, good.
Yeah, she was like, even though I'm talking all the time, doesn't mean I'm not listening. And I'm like, I hear you, girl. But like, if nobody else is talking, you're not listening, unless it's to yourself, you know? So if you're talking all the time and there's no one else talking, there's no one to listen to.
Oh, you're saying like, are you talking over people? Or like, but are you listening?
Right.
Yeah. So I hope that you actually are able to listen. She's certified as a lifeguard.
Great. Oh, good swimmer then.
Yes, we need you to be able to swim.
Yeah.
So that is a good skill.
And we're going to get some good, like she has a lot of, she's changed things in her life with regards to like race issues and things. She talked about, you know, making change at her university with like representation and all these kinds of things. She talked about difficulties that her mom faced in the field of medicine, you know, systemic racism kinds of things. So we're seeing a lot more of those conversations on these shows these days, as we should. And we're probably going to get some from her, and I can't wait.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Mike Turner.
58, New Jersey, retired firefighter.
Yes, you are all of those things, sir.
Look at
you are exactly that.
Yep.
Libra, which means he will be a good alliance member. Libra is the sign of balance. They need a partner. Okay. So whoever he pairs up with, he is going to be loyal and right with that person.
Yeah. He also described himself as loud. Like our friend Lindsay, who is also from New Jersey. So we've got two New Jerseyans here. So I'm sort of like, is there going to be something there? Like, are they going to butt heads? Or are they going to be like, we're from New Jersey. Friends. Like, let's work together.
Right.
He wants to play like Boston Rob. Great answer. Sure. I mean, tough to do that. But like, yes.
Please do.
Emulate that gameplay. I didn't get a ton from him, I'll say, from like what I was reading. But I'm just wondering, like, is he going to have dad energy? He seemed like potentially very likable in a way, like you never know. But I'm like, is he going to be one that people are like, I love that Mike guy, you know? Yeah,
he said he's sensitive. He said he's a people pleaser and a family man, which is not the first things you think of when you're like, New Jersey firefighter.
Yeah.
So he might be an interesting mix of like brawn, but putting a little thought behind it and talking about his family a lot, like maybe a Jeremy vibe there.
Sure.
He didn't mention Jeremy, but that's what I'm kind of getting off of him.
Yeah. Interested to see what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
But next up, OMAR ZAHEER, a 31-year-old from Ontario or living in Ontario. And he is an exotic animal veterinarian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool. He's a Scorpio, which is a water sign. They're very intense. They're very passionate. They want what they want. And don't you ever cross a Scorpio. If somebody comes for him, he's not going to forget it. He's coming for you right back.
Whoa. I love this pose in this photo. Like, you could just tell Omar wears his hand on his hip all the time. Look how natural that is.
So natural.
Yeah.
so
but
natural.
He sort of struck me as like funny, silly, smart kind of person, you know, like I think we're going to get jokes from him. I think we're going to get personality and fun, but a mix of like really interesting backstory too, because he talks about his Muslim values. He talks about his father passed in 2017. Like there's a lot of like stuff to dig into in his backstory.
Well, I have issues with Omar.
My goodness.
He said Joey from Friends. Was a pet peeve. Like, list your pet peeves. And he said, Joey from Friends?
But that's like a fun, silly answer.
No, it's not. There's nothing fun or silly about it. How is Joey from Friends a pet peeve? Pass. And then he said, I'm afraid of condiments. And I was like, no, sir.
That's fun and silly.
Nope, I can't. Nope.
Sarah has written you off.
I have written you off, Omar. You have a lot of work to do to get back into my graces.
Wow, I think he's going to. Okay. I think he's going to.
We'll see.
He had a great little lineup of players to emulate Rob Sesternino.
Hey, get yourself on Rob Has a Podcast.
So I'm sure you're going to be on Rob Has a Podcast. Sari, Tyson, Kim, Natalie.
I mean,
hello, the Mount Rushmore of Survivor, basically, you know?
Yes, do that, please, Omar. And then maybe I will like you again.
Yeah, but he struck me as like a thinker. He had a lot to say. It was a very long Q&A that I saw.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very wordy answers. So there's a lot going on in Omar's mind, and we're not happy about the Joey thing, but we'll move on.
We might. Roxroy Bailey.
What a great name.
What a great name.
Yeah. 44 years old from Las Vegas, and he's a stay-at-home dad.
I love it. He used to be an environmental scientist, though, and he does talk about that a little bit. So that's in him.
Yeah.
He's a Capricorn. We've had a few Capricorns here, and I love it. I love the groundedness. I love the think it through and make it happen.
Yeah.
Hard
he
workers.
Is Jamaican, for whatever that's worth, and calm and faithful. Like, I just feel like he feels like he is going to be, like you say, grounded. Like, I don't necessarily know what all these signs mean, but this is one where I'm like, yeah, I feel that from the sense I was getting of him from the Q&A that I read. But he's like very, very family focused, family oriented. And I'm like, here's the thing. Here's my suggestion for you, Roxroy. Save that till the end, to the final travel. Do not talk about how much you're playing for your family here. Save it for that final speech.
Yeah. The only thing that slightly annoyed me about him was when he said he was going to play like John Cochran and then no one else. Like, that was it. He couldn't give you any other answer.
Okay.
It was just, and I was like, oh.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like,
I know everybody else has just like 5 people to think about. And it's like so fun to think about, like, what does that game look like? But
all right.
At least John Cochran's a winner. He wants to be a winner.
Right? Exactly. I think that was his point of like, what's the point of playing like anyone else?
Yeah.
All right.
Romeo Escobar. Sarah, I don't know why, but I got my eye on Romeo.
Yeah.
There's something about him that I like. He's 37 from California, Norwalk, which is like the LA area. And he is a pageant coach.
You know what, though? I went to his Instagram because James, as in Will and James, he posted like so excited for my friend Romeo. And showed a picture of them working together.
What?
So he is a pageant coach. That is real. But then when you go to his Instagram, he's an Emmy-winning producer.
It does. There was a mention of like, I wanted to work in the industry in the bio that I read. And I was a little bit confused about what that development, but I guess he's a producer.
He's in the industry in some regards. Maybe it was casting. I wasn't quite sure exactly what he's done, but it's something on the other side of the camera.
Yeah.
In the production world. So he has been in the industry a little bit. I just find that interesting because, you know, we're in it. It makes you see television differently. It
does. I wonder if that might work against him, honestly. But Mike White did real well, and he's in the industry.
That's true.
But he's a go-getter. He gets what he wants. Like, he kept saying, like, I wanted this, and I did this, and I wanted this, and I did this, and I wanted, you know, that's really great. I love that he's like, I'm small, I'm gay, I'm Latino. People underestimate me. And that is great because that is how, what's her name? Who won the most recent season of Survivor? Erica. That's how she won Survivor, by being underestimated.
She slipped through.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he immigrated young. He's not going to play like anyone else.
He's going to show us a brand new way to play Survivor.
Going to do his own thing.
Love that.
But he does love Sandra, Suri, Parvati, Rupert, Rob. I mean, who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
These are good.
Great list. Yeah. And he wants to be a memorable character. I hope he is.
Right.
I want to see a lot from Romeo. Swati. I think it's Goel. Goel is how I typed it.
Oh, did I write it wrong?
I don't know.
I was calling her Goes. Apologies if I typed it wrong. 19.
19. I don't want to talk about it.
Child. In her teens. She's literally a teenager.
She's literally a teenager from Palo Alto. I thought she was going to be a Stanford student, but she's a Harvard student.
She's just listed as Ivy League. I was like, what is that?
This woman has done more in her life than I might ever.
All right.
Good grief. Not only is she at Harvard, she trained in the Army National Guard.
Yeah. She says she's in military training still.
Yeah.
So maybe she came out of Harvard and is like doing some sort of military.
No, she's way too young to come out of Harvard. She's 19. She's in her second year.
All right, maybe she does it in between semesters. I don't know. It's a lot.
I mean, good for her.
She's a go-getter. I don't have her sign, but whatever it is, it's go-getter sign.
Go-getter. I will. I'm gonna cringe a little bit at like your heroes, Elon Musk. Sorry, like.
No, that was unfortunate. But then I was like, maybe she's just 19.
I know you want to change the world, but like maybe we just like look a little bit more into you.
Let's find some more. Let's find some more heroes.
There are better heroes.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Jane Goodall, Mother Teresa. I don't know. Something there. But she wants to be a cross between Victoria Bamonde and Chaos Cass.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, I need that. I need that person. I have very little faith because you're a teenager.
Yeah.
But I want it so badly.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
And she also says that she lives every day the way Tony plays Survivor. Okay.
Like a crazy person?
Wow.
That's a choice.
That is a choice.
All right. Well, I hope to see great stuff for that.
Hope to see great stuff from her. Tori Meehan, 25 years old, lives in Arkansas, a therapist and a CrossFitter.
She's a Virgo, and that's how she got it done. I was like a 25-year-old therapist. But yeah, very detail-oriented, very practical. Yeah. That would make sense.
She competed in pageants where I was like, Romeo, they're gonna.
Oh, they could talk about that.
They could align based on that.
Also, she mentioned she's very faith-based, so she could talk to what's her name, who's in the seminary.
Oh, yeah. What is her name? Maryanne.
There we go.
Yeah.
They're gonna be friends.
People think she's a mean girl from looking at her. Like, I can see that. I think people look at pretty blonde girls and they're like, oh, you must be a mean girl.
Yeah.
But hopefully she can maybe figure her way around that because she talks about her strong manipulation skills, kind of using people for her own benefit, and that she's going to be a silent threat. And that's a great person to be in the game of Survivor. You want to be a silent threat, not a loud threat.
Yeah, I do love this bathing suit, and I'm very picky about swimsuits on Survivor. Because
Tori, if you're watching, great job.
There's no way you can compete in that top, you know, like
No.
that's what I think when I see the
Sure.
bathing suits of like, that's going to fly off as soon as you jump into the water.
Yeah.
But I can't help but love the suit. So I just want to give you props, but then also you have something else to do the challenges in, right?
Yeah.
Right. She is going to use her therapist skills on people. And she's not going to tell them she's a therapist. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She actually played on Sequester.
What season?
I think it was 2.
Okay.
It was early. There's not that many.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how many there are.
No, there aren't.
I didn't watch it, so I didn't see her, but I did hear that.
Very cool.
Yeah. She's no stranger to competition games here.
And another Kim Spradlin comp. Kim Spradlin getting a lot of love.
Getting a lot of love, Kim.
Deservedly so.
Winners at War, I think, really did something for Kim here.
It did
because
something.
we didn't hear Kim's name before.
But the other thing that I'm questioning here is with all the Lauren Beck references, like no shade to Lauren Beck, like great player.
Yeah.
But I wonder if 39 is the most recent season that these people saw. Like maybe they didn't see Winners at War.
They had to have seen Winners at War.
I guess there was such a long space between Winners at War and
literal breakdown. Yeah. They had to have seen up to 40. They would not have seen 41.
Yeah, right.
When they played.
Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But Zach WRUTENBERGER is our last
one.
contestant. Look at that baby face.
Another child.
22.
22.
Lives in Missouri, and he is also a student.
Just a good old student.
Good old student.
He's an Aquarius. I think we had 1 or 2 other Aquariuses here.
Yep.
I love an Aquarius analytical mind.
Yes.
Not super analytical, but like just gonna think it through.
He does strike me as a thinker, a very smart person. He goes to Washington University. I was thinking like maybe he and SWATI are going to connect over being like smart young students kind of thing.
Okay.
I love that he won the Tournament of Champions in debate. I want him to just best people at tribal council with those debate skills, because debate people know how to spin something around on you, and like you don't really know where you are, and you're like, wait, what? Did I say that? Who am I?
That's my point.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see those skills.
I do love someone who can spin their words. Yeah. That will be fun. He was another one of those youngins that I was just like, you haven't really done much in life.
Nope.
This is going to be it. This is going to be the big thing that you've done at this age. Wants to play like Todd Herzog.
Yeah, I liked his, building your resume from the shadows kind of thing. Like that really is the key to winning Survivor these days. Like you cannot be out there. Everybody knows what you've done, True. Yeah. Well, that is our cast. Yeah. That's our, would you say 18 people? 18 people. Yes, that is true. That's them. So excited. Wednesday is the premiere. Yes. Get ready on CBS. We will be live right here afterwards to recap it all for you. But before then, let us know who you're liking, who you're rooting for. Absolutely. Let us know your thoughts on all of these folks. And I guess pick your winner in the comments. Ooh, just do it. Make some wild guesses. Do you want to pick a winner right now? No. Me neither. I don't like picking winners ever. Because first I do off, only because I might be right. Oh, see, I think I will always be wrong. Of course, I'm always going to be wrong. But what if I'm right? And then I get to be like, that one rewind time, the tape. You're like, that one. And I was right. Time. I did it. No. So I'm going to do it. Oh. I'm going to go through here. And I'm going to tell you it's Romeo Escobar. Oh. Wait, you just picked a fave. Yeah, that's what you did. I did. I will say that I'm excited about a good handful of these people. I think excited. I mean, I'm always into Survivor cast. I think they do really good casting. Yeah. We get great conversations. We get decent fans of the game. And incredible diversity. Not just racially, but across ages. It's just such I love this show so much. It's such a good mix, melting pot. So even if I can't figure out who the winner is going to be, I really do enjoy the relationships that are formed on Survivor. Are you going to do it? Are you going to pick a winner? I see you scrolling. I see you scrolling.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Dang it.
Nope, can't do it.
All right.
But I thought about it. But I can't do it. No.
Maybe I'll get you to pick a winner in the first 3 episodes or something.
Maybe.
Like
We'll
that.
see.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right.
All right.
Well, we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.